Welcome into my kitchen. Requested pork chops, smothered in gravy. We have our pork chops, they've been washed and cleaned. We have our seasonings. These are our seasonings. Let's get started. And as always, you're gonna season as per your taste buds. First, we'll start off with our garlic powder. We're gonna put about maybe 2 tablespoons of each of these seasonings. We love garlic, so I'll be a little heavy-handed on garlic powder. Then we'll do the paprika, and the paprika is just for color. But yeah, we're gonna put about a tablespoon or 2 of paprika. Then we have our soul seasoning, you guys. Can't have soul food without soul seasoning. Then we're gonna put our black pepper, then our adobe, and then we have an orange lemony type of a seasoning that we're going to be putting on there. And then we'll put on our Worcestershire sauce. Now, once we put all of our seasonings in on these pork chops, we're going to make sure that we rub all this goodness all over this meat to make sure that it gets into the flesh of the meat. And once we get it all into the meat, we're going to put it in a gallon plastic bag. Okay, now that looks good. That's how you want your meat to look. We're gonna make sure that we continue to massage the seasonings onto that meat. We're gonna refrigerate overnight because we wanted to get marinated. So we're gonna refrigerate it overnight in the plastic bag. Now, as you're massaging that those pork chops in the plastic bag, you want to make sure to get all the air out of there before you seal it. Make sure you get all the air, as much air as you can out before you seal it. And again, remember, we're going to refrigerate this overnight. All right, so we have the meat, it's been marinating overnight. Now we have this backyard all-purpose seasoning that we're going to be putting on the meat. Now, once we pour this in here and put it on the meat, we're gonna massage it all in the meat, and then we're gonna let it sit about 30 minutes to get a little room temperature so it's not as cold, as we're gonna be frying this, and we don't want the cold pork chop to shock the grease once we put it in there. All right, you guys. So we're going to flour these up with all-purpose flour and cornstarch. Now, the cornstarch helps to get that crispiness to your pork chops, but we're not too concerned about the crispiness because once we get them fried up, we're not going to fry them all the way done because we're going to be putting them in the gravy and putting them in the oven and letting that gravy and the onions that you put in there just get all in the pork chops, okay? We doing this Southern style. Let's get into this. All right, if you guys have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you have not shared, please share. If you're gonna make this recipe, let me know in the comment section below. So I'm gonna continue to flour these up, and then we're going to get ready to put them in that hot grease. We have the eye on between a 9 and a 8, and the grease is ready. Now we're gonna cook these to where they brown up, and then you'll see the blood coming to the top. Once you see the blood coming to the top, that's when you want to flip them over and let that side brown. And then we're gonna continue on frying up the second batch. Once they're done frying, we're going to go ahead and get them in the pan. It's got the oven set at 350, and once they finish frying up and we get ready to prepare our gravy, we are going to put it in the oven for 20 minutes. All right, so this is the first batch. We got the second batch on. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, they're frying up really nice. Make sure your oven is set at 350. If you didn't set it now. Now you can make your gravy from scratch. I've done that, but this time we're gonna use a brown gravy mix. I've already cut up my onions. We got our pork chops in the pan. As I told you guys, we're gonna lay them in the pan. Now we're gonna take and pour our gravy on top. And the gravy does have the onions in it. And then I'm gonna add an additional 1.5 cups of water to this. Once you do this, you guys, make sure you take a spoon and make sure that the gravy is covered all over the top of this pork chop. Once you get everything covered with the gravy, we're gonna put aluminum foil, shiny side down, wrap it up, put it in the oven again, 350 for 20 minutes. Great, the oven's preheated. Let's get it on in there. And here you have it. Soul food, y'all. Some good old smothered in gravy pork chop, fried and then baked to perfection. Oh yeah. Don't forget, you gotta subscribe. And this was a subscriber's request. So guess what? If you guys requested something, maybe I will do it for you too.